Welcome back to the universe, everybody. Today is day 28, I think, of training for my 30-mile unicycle race. Who knows what day it is, really, though. All the days kind of run together at this point. I've mashed a couple workouts together into the same video, so the same training day. Doesn't really matter. We are less than a month away from me finally doing the race. April 13th is when I'm doing my race, and I am getting excited, nervous. I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like I'm ready for the race, but I also feel like I'm just being blissfully ignorant about the whole thing. Today I am with a buddy of mine, Alex, and we are going for a ride. We did a little over 24 miles. I'll go ahead and put the route on screen, but we went along the Fox River Trail, starting at Potawatomi Park in St. Charles, Illinois. We went south for about 11 miles and then made a trip back up. We made a few pit stops on the way back, taking some trails that we didn't take the way down, and then we also stopped for Mexican food about halfway back up. All in all, it was a really good day, and it was beautiful. The sun was shining. It was cold, but not too cold for riding once we work up a sweat. You can actually see us about halfway through, taking off some layers, trying to get more comfortable. But this is probably the most on-brand form of training that I've done up to this point. 24 miles is the longest ride I've done up to this point. And you may be thinking, Ty, how do you expect to do 30 miles in a month when you've never even gone that far before? And, my answer to that is always that I just really like a challenge. I love to set a goal for myself that seems unattainable, and then committing myself to doing it. I have what I feel is a tremendous amount of dedication and discipline, and I feel like if I just go there, there's no way in heck that I'm gonna just not finish the race. So, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna race my hardest. I still have a whole month of training. I am gonna do some of these longer rides, but man, does it feel good to go out and do something that you didn't think was possible and then actually do it. Side note, I am looking forward to doing a race where there's no real reason I have to get off except for being really tired. We were riding through some towns, so there was some times we have to get off the unicycle to cross traffic.
Break on through to the other side.
Which actually inspired some singing.
It comes a sun.
Leave it in the comments below if there's any songs you want to hear me sing on the unicycle. There were a lot of people out walking or riding bikes.
Very good.
And we got a lot of really cool comments from people just passing by that you'll hear from time to time during the video. My leg is absolutely not healed. In fact, the swelling is worse than ever. It has moved from my calf down into my foot, and I've been assured by the podiatrist that I work next to every day that everything is just fine and that I shouldn't worry about it. But it is pretty scary, and I feel like the compression socks that I'm wearing today are the only thing holding my leg together. Unicycling is a fairly low impact exercise, and so it's not too bad that I'm riding out here, but I can't leave my leg hanging for too long at a time, or else, like I said, the swelling does build up in my leg and in my foot, and it does some weird things. So I hope I haven't disappointed anybody by not doing my 800 rungs on the Jacob's Ladder, but I am going to resume that here this week. So if you donate, I am going to have to do more rungs on the Jacob's Ladder, if that is any incentive for you guys to send me some money. Remember, if you've been watching the channel or if you're brand new to the channel and don't know what I'm talking about, I am raising money for Camp Kesem. This is an organization that puts on a summer camp every year for kids whose parents have been affected by cancer. And it is so much more than just a summer camp. It's not just a bunch of college kids babysitting other kids for a week. It is ongoing support and community for these kids who have gone through something really traumatic. And I know from personal experience that the money that you donate goes directly to the individual chapter of Camp Kesem that you decide to donate to, and that money goes to do things like pay for food for the kids for the week, to buy toys, to buy arts and crafts supplies, and just to help us pay the rent for the camp for the week, because none of that stuff happens to be free. Even if you are a 501c3 organization, things still come with a price tag, and we still have to raise money every year in order to make camp happen. I heard during my interview with Squeak, which unfortunately I wasn't able to post due to some technical issues with the audio, that during the height of the pandemic, they weren't able to raise enough money to do a complete week of camp, and so they had to cut it short. They still got to do a lot of the really important things that we do at camp, like color wars and the empowerment ceremony. If you want to know more about those things, leave it in the comments below. But still, they had to cut the camp week short, and that just breaks my heart, because it is such a fun experience for the kids, for the counselors. There's so many amazing memories and so many amazing moments where these kids can grow and develop as people, and I don't want that to ever happen again, where kids just don't get the full amount of love and support and fun that we can provide to them over the course of a week. And so every cent really, really does count. Other fun facts: Alex and I, who I'm riding with today, have known each other for several years. We both went to the same college, we were in the same fraternity, and I'll never forget the day when it was my first year of undergraduate school at Augustana College, and I brought my unicycle with me because I thought that was going to be a fun way to get around campus and to keep, riding my unicycle, which you think would just be something I would leave behind when I went to college, but I decided to bring it with me because it was fun and I enjoyed doing it. And I locked up my unicycle on the quad, and later that day found that somebody else with a unicycle on campus had locked up their unicycle next to mine, and it turned out to be my friend Alex. And I put the unicycle away for a while I was in grad school, but he was the one who reached out to me several years later to try to get me to come riding with him, and that's what led to the creation of the universe. And I really can't thank Alex enough for getting me back into doing this.
Wow, look at this statue. Mermaid with fish tails. That's the wrong mermaid.
It was hard to see on camera, but we passed this statue of a mermaid, but the kind of mermaid with a fish head and a lady's legs. Leave it in the comments below. What is your preferred idea of a mermaid? Someone with the fish half on top and the lady half on the bottom? Or man, or the human half on top and the fish bottom? A lot of people on the trail all had the same comment, and that was that you don't see this every day. And it's true, you don't see this every day, but we are big fans of the sport or hobby, however you want to call it, and I think that more people should get involved in riding unicycles. If you're interested in it, go do it. In fact, if you're interested in doing anything right now, stop thinking about it. Go get the materials necessary to get started and just do it, because you're never gonna know the right time. You're never gonna feel like going out of your comfort zone, and you may not always have someone that's just gonna push you to do it, but doing these weird hobbies makes you a more interesting person, in my opinion. And while I'm impartial to unicycling, maybe your thing is art or music. Literally go on the internet. YouTube is amazing for learning how to do new things. Or take it one step further. Go on the internet and find yourself an instructor for the kind of thing that you're interested in and start doing it. You don't have to make a social media page dedicated to your progress, but you will make little gains and make consistent progress if it's something that you stick with. You will progress in the thing that you're doing, and it's going to feel really cool to say that you went from not knowing how to do this thing or this hobby to having some skill in doing it. At this point in the video, I'm right at 13.1 miles, or half a marathon, so I'm going to cut the video here and leave the rest to part 2. Stay tuned.
You got any week before, day before routine? Anything you do special before a long race?
Yeah, I definitely do like the carb dinner.
Yeah.
I usually do that 2 days before,
Okay.
so I can really store it.
Yeah.
then, yeah, like race day, I just try to get like a good breakfast in, like 3 hours before
Okay.
the race, so it's not nauseous while I'm riding.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm gonna try to do like energy blocks or views, like every 10 miles, I think,
Yeah.
or like 40 minutes maybe. Definitely have like liquid IV along with my Camelback.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm just gonna definitely eat a banana or two this year because I do not want to cramp and bed.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments below. What are some of your favorite products? Either energy goos, electrolyte drinks, stuff that you have during long endurance exercises. And if you have any routines that you do a week before or a day before really intense athletic performance type events, let me know down below. I'm really interested in what you guys think. At this point in the video, this was just after we had stopped to get some Mexican food and we had a couple drinks too, and boy was it a bad idea to stop about 18.5 miles into the ride because the lactic acid had really settled into our legs and it was pretty punishing to go through this part of the ride, to be honest. And you know, maybe it was a good thing because we got to focus on pushing through even when it really hurt.
Big old thing. Yeah, which who knows where that's taking us.
Or go down this rock shot.
I bet we can hug the river a little better than we did
Yeah,
when we came out
yeah.
if we just see it a little different. Now, we do.
I love when you have your camera out though and you can film them filming you.
Yeah, that's my favorite reaction. Okay, 3.5 miles now. Not bad.
3.5 miles to go. I'll admit, I was a little bit disappointed. I thought we were a lot closer at this point, and my legs were burning.
I always tell myself, I'm like, yeah, I can make up the rest of the 30 miles, you know, like beyond the car. But 9 times out of 10 you get in the car and you're like, no, I'm done.
How much is that extra 5 miles out back really helping?
Alex was talking to me about maybe turning this into a full 30 miles, or at least turning this into a full marathon length. But honestly, when we got back to the car, the thought of doing another 2 to 2.5 miles was no, we weren't going to do that. Well, that about wraps up everything I was going to show you guys from today's ride. All in all, we did a little over 24 miles, and it felt great. You know, I felt like I could have done a little bit longer had we not stopped for so long and let our legs get nice and sore. So I am looking forward to doing a couple more long rides before the actual race day. Remember to go to the @More Wheels, More Problems Venmo to donate to Camp Kesem. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go explore the universe.